I received no visit. What the heck? Oh, right. This is where he lost. For gosh sakes. Poor thing. I received no visitors except the servants, and again, none of them would look me in the eye. Every day was the same, day in, day out, day in, day out. The only time the routine changed was when on occasion a servant would arrive bearing a letter. It was my mother's handwriting on the parchment. We lived in the same house, yet she refused to show herself before me. I had no choice but to respond to her letters. She demanded I speak like a girl, and I didn't have the strength to defy her. There was a constant sense of urgency to her letters, like she might fall apart completely at any second. And I so did as she said. I signed each letter Michelle, the female name she bestowed upon me at birth, which I'd so despised. Every time I used that name, I felt like I was denying my own identity. On paper, she expressed her concern for me, but that concern only served to cause me more pain. So every time I took up my quill, my hands trembled. Mother prayed daily that my curse might one day be broken. Am I cursed? Is that why my body changed? Was it not because I was male? There's nothing there. What did she mean by that? Why did she look at me the way she did? Am I an abomination? Why? I don't understand. Somebody, anyone, please tell me. Someone, please. I have brought your supper. Be back shortly to retrieve your dishes. I'll be going then. Wait. What? Wait a minute. Yes? What do you need, Michelle? Are you a man or a woman? Pardon? Which are you? I am exactly what I appear to be. Which are you? I am a man. If that is all, I would be going now. Clothes off. What? Take your clothes off right now. Everything, even your underclothes. Surely you jest, Michelle. I am very serious. I could not possibly. Why not? I could not expose myself. I ordered you to take your clothes off. You mean to humiliate me? I beg you, please reconsider. What are you? You're a servant of the Bollinger estate. And what am I? I am a child of the Bollinger family. I may be locked up in prison in this room, but that doesn't make you any less my servant. Am I wrong? Clothes off. Michelle. I ordered you to take your clothes off. Not even the tiniest sliver of guilt arose in my conscience. I felt no shame what I was doing. And then someone saw them. OMG, that would be awkward. I wouldn't give a fuck at that point. They already locked me away. Who gives a fuck if they see me doing this? All that mattered to me was figuring out what Amy had meant. I wanted to find the truth, not knowing I would have been better off in the dark. His face twisted in humiliation. The servant undressed before me. In the dim candlelight, the man's body was shaped almost like a rectangle, and at glance he didn't appear much different than me. A second later, I found my answer. Found the one crucial thing he had that I didn't. Why? My lower body lacked that part that made a man a man. Are you satisfied, Michelle? It was that I finally learned what a man's body was supposed to look like. I'm begging you, please allow me to dress. It would bear an unreasonable shame to remain unclothed any longer before the young Bollinger daughter. Daughter? You still insist on calling me a damn girl? Look at these shoulders, my chest, listen to my voice. How can you possibly think any of that belongs to a girl? But how you appear does not. There's a distinct look of fear in the manservant's eyes, not out of respect for our difference in rank, but out of disgust for this incomprehensible thing standing before him. Those trembling eyes, and the reality dangling there before me, blew the lid once more off everything I'd been holding back. Without that, you would be no different than me. What? Everything else is all the same. So why does it make such a difference that you have one and I don't? Michelle? I am a man. I am a man just like you. I am no one's daughter. Ugh. And if you insist we're not the same, then I'll make you like me. Oh, period! Period! We're doing castration, baby! This music is so good, by the way. Whoa there. Without that, you're no different than me. It's a mix of dread and panic that pushed me over the edge. And so in order to keep myself afloat, I decided to bring another pain. Please don't do this, Michelle. In a blind frenzy, hardly even aware of what I was doing, just running in the current of my erupting emotions, I swiped a knife off the tray the man had bought, knocked him down, and climbed on top of it. I'll get rid of it. I'll make you the same. Without it, you'll be just like me. Get off me, please. Someone help. I'll make you just like me. Get in here, someone, anyone. Michelle. She is delirious. Through the fog of hysteria, I soon realized I was surrounded by several students and servants, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor beneath them. There was as many, if not more, of them than what I had made the scene in the great hall. The dozens of manservants stared down at me, their eyes filled with fear and revulsion, and in the shadows beyond the crowd, I saw Mother looking on at me with vacant eyes. Mother. Mother, why will you only speak to me through letters? What the hell's going on here? I went away for a while and I returned to IPC. I just hear castration. Well, that's what's going on here. They're being really fucking cruel to this person. It's hard to explain. Jasmine's the hottest Disney princess. I don't think any of them are hot. Why do you say I'm cursed? Mother, I'm male. I was always male. Tell me what I am. Tell me that I am, Mother. Let me out of here, please. I'm not delirious. My head was perfectly clear. I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not cursed. Mother, say something. Mother! To that I shut my room again, and even the servants stopped coming. I pushed and I shoved and I pulled and I pounded with all my strength, but the door and the windows didn't budge. A day passed, then another. With no food or water, I started fearing death was upon me. I had no idea how miserable it was to go so long without water. Though it was dry and cracked, and it felt like it was on fire, making it breathing difficult. 2 days, 48 long hours. Felt like I was going to lose my mind. For just 2 days, my skin stretched tight across my bones, looking hard and dry and soft in the candlelight. Water. I need water, please. Someone give me water. Why won't anyone bring me any? Why? Speaking of, I'm gonna drink some water. It's just the genie pants mostly, and Jasmine outfit is beautiful. I like it in purple too. Isn't it always in purple? My family had abandoned me and were leaving me to die in this room. When I realized that I'd broken out uncontrollable shaking, the helplessness threatened to suffocate me. Fear of death turned to panic, which only scrambled my already confused mind further. Grabbed a chair, swinging it at the window at the door. But all my attempts ended in crushing failure. Anyone. Clawed at the door, begging for help. Someone open the door, anyone. Water, I need water. 1 drop, that's all I need. I'm gonna die in here. Someone, anyone. Mother, father, Didier, Georgia. Someone open the door, please. Help me. Someone, I need water. My throat hurts, it burns. I'm so weak. Someone water. Didier, Georgia's, anyone. Not a single soul came to the door. Remember when we thought Michael was called cursed because of his hair? Hi, Yan. Yeah, I know. Jeez. Poor thing. With no food or water, the 3rd day came and went, and then the 4th. By that point... Oh yeah, it's not because of the albinism, I think. Yeah, it's not because of the albinism. It's because people are cruel. I'm pretty sure he's just intersex. But he identifies as male, which is totally fine. I could be wrong, though. It's hard to tell because you never know what things like abide by reality and what doesn't. By that point, I was expectedly devoid of any sense of dignity, and I sat there covered in all manner of human filth. So my body quickly wasted away. Still, I clung to the vain hope that someone would open the door. It's all I had. Occasionally, I would hear footsteps. Whenever I did, I mustered up what meager strength I had to bang on the door. Whoever is there, please open the door. I'm begging you, someone. My pleas fell on deaf ears. If they didn't respond to me, I could hear the Abigails muttering to one another in the corridor. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. I wonder what's gotten into Lady Michelle. Say she was cursed. Maybe she sold her soul to the devil. How dreadful. You should stay away from that door if you don't want to be cursed too. I am not cursed. People seeing a sudden physical change, I don't think anything in this narrative actually explained it yet, right? They said that he doesn't have a dick, but he doesn't have anything down there, so he's not a female either. Is he already dead? I think it's just him going through puberty. What? That doesn't make any sense. I did not sell my soul to the devil. I'm kind of scared. I might have to find work somewhere else. How to make sure to stay away from that door. Why do you think I'm cursed? I never did anything wrong. Lady Michelle's lost her mind. She's deranged. I'm scared even thinking about her. I am not deranged. My mind is perfectly fine. I mean, like the sudden physical changes? Maybe. Yeah, for sure. She's right crazy. She's right mad. No, I'm not. I'm perfectly normal. Teehee. Teehee. Someone, please get me out of here. Fifth and the 6th-day path. By that point, I was hovering on death's brink. I lacked even the willpower to hold myself up against the door. I simply lay on the cold floor waiting for the end. Felt no sorrow, no anger, no despair, nothing. I had been sucked completely dry. I couldn't even compose a coherent thought. Which is why when the door I yearned to open actually did. Someone stepped inside, standing over me. I was unable to process it. My God, what a mess. Harry's still alive. Well, look at that. I was afraid you would be dead. It was Amy's voice. I'm sorry, really. I didn't mean you much harm. But after what you said in front of my whole family, I was a little upset. I couldn't tell what she was saying. All I could hear were garbled sounds. All I could do was moan at her. All the servants are afraid of you now after your little episode, so I volunteered to bring you your food in their place. Everyone was so grateful. I don't think anyone likes you anymore. Eventually, my muddy mind managed to make sense of the thing she was holding in her hands. That doesn't look creepy. Yeah, she's definitely a bitch. Tray of food. I could smell it from here. First, I just gave your food to a stray cat. I wish you could have seen it devouring every last bit. Water. What I didn't know was that people can die in just a few days without water. I never intended to kill you. I just didn't know. I'm really so sorry about that. Whoa, water. But you're alive. For someone so physically weak, you sure are tenacious. Ew, Amy, get the fuck out of my screen. Isn't that nice? You have one thing you can be proud of. Water. What was that, water? You want water? Hold on, I've got some right here. She picked up the goblet with her delicate fingers. My hand swiped so weakly near, trying to grab it. A grin curled across her lips, and then she let go. Go on, drink. Better hurry or the rug will absorb it. Want water, didn't you? Then drink. In that moment, I could hear the sound of the last of my dignity crumbling away. Well, dignity has nothing to do with needing water, honey. You can have dignity and lick off the floor. That's totally okay. I mean, people really forget that we're literal animals. And all this construction of like, that's not proper. Oh my goodness, someone touched the floor. It's so disgusting. And meanwhile, we're literally supposed to like touch the floor regularly and shit. It's like crazy. People piss me off. They're so undignified. I can't believe they're trying to literally survive. Pressing my lips against the spreading puddle. Haha, you really did it. That's too good, Michelle. You look like a cat. No, cats are much more graceful. Can't stop laughing. The daughter of a prestigious family, the Bollingers, sucking water out of a carpet. Wish I had a painter to capture this image on a canvas. So, you know, I accept that I made a mistake, Michelle. I promise I'll bring you your food from now on. Take very good care of you. It's gonna be fun. Listening to her childish yet deeply malicious laughter, I understood I was her plaything now. The hell was only just beginning. You should kill Amy. Slowly get your strength back and then stab her. That's what I would do. It would be really easy, actually. But I'm also a little bit psychotic, so... Having gotten food and water, my body recovered somewhat, but it was hardly in peak condition. It would take some time given how badly malnourished I had been. Amy continued to treat me like her pet, constantly stoking the flame of rage within me, but I was too weak to stay on my feet for long, and talking hurt my throat. It seemed it was a calculated effort on her part to maintain power over me, to keep me as miserable as possible. She always had a smirk on her face as she gazed down on me. Come on, open up. Today I'm gonna feed you myself. What's the matter? I can't put anything with your mouth closed. Do you want to starve to death? Amy, why are you doing this? Why? 'Cause it's fun, why else? You married into this family, you sick wench. What gives you the idea that you can treat me? You're saying that because I'm married and I'm in a lesser stature of yours? No, this getting out of this situation through force is the sanest idea. Think he's too malnourished to do anything? That's why I said over time you wait. And then you stab her. It's pretty easy. You really don't need a lot of energy to slit someone's throat. Not that I would know. That's true, I am, but what's your point? You think you can intimidate me with formalities? Amy! Ew, I would rather you not speak my name if you wouldn't mind. Doesn't excuse your treatment of me. Not that I would know. Someone did hear George S. will make you pay for this. Thanks for the advice. Well, yeah, it would take much less energy to slit someone's throat than to stab them. To glide versus to push, that's just basic physics. You don't have a single friend here, Michelle. No one to take your side. And no one to say a thing about me playing with you. Assuming you were somehow able to tell, no one would believe you. That's a lie. Do you have any idea what people say about you? They say you've gone mad, that you sold your soul to the devil. Do you honestly believe anyone would trust you? I am not mad. I don't know, you look plenty mad to me. Fine, then I'll run away. I'll escape from this estate and from you. You think you could survive out in the world with that body? Stray cat could lift more than you. You'll never find work. I'd give you a week at best. You can't be sure of that. Maybe I can make it on my own. Maybe. But either way, there's no way you're getting out. If you try to run, someone might just cut off your legs. How is that at all necessary? Don't ask me. Maybe because your curse hasn't been broken? You know, you're lucky you're even allowed to live. And you should be grateful for me to volunteering to take care of you. I don't know if they're lucky for being allowed to live. I feel like it'd be more of a blessing to die at this point. Nobody else wanted to have anything to do with it. So you want to keep living, you have to show me some respect, and you have to do everything I tell you to. Understood? So, this is the real you. You're just pretending to be respectable, when in reality, not only are you sleeping with Didier, you're downright vile woman. You've been putting on an act ever since you got here. Oh, you make it sound like I'm somehow worse than anyone else. I'm quite normal, thank you. How is this normal? Listen to me, Michelle. The side of me you see right now isn't necessarily the whole thing. The sweet girl I am for the family is also me. If you died, we couldn't buy this game on Steam. Very true. I just meant in general. When I held you in my arms, that was to me. I'm not putting on an act, liar. Though to tell you the truth, I never actually liked you, so that part was a lie, yes. If Mother hadn't asked, I would have never even considered getting friendly with you. Amy! You know, life as a noble woman is so dull, it's so restrictive, no room for love at all. So can you really blame me? Or so happened to be the most wonderful night right there for the taking. Why shouldn't I have gone after him? I'm still young, let me have some fun, you know? Not like women have much else in the way of recreation. So it wasn't Didier but you who seduced him? And it would have worked out beautifully too, if only you'd kept your mouth shut. You ruined our family gatherings and damaged my reputation. And you called me a whore. That was not very nice, now was it? Is that any surprise I'm a little sore? You brought this on yourself, Michelle. I brought this on myself? Don't you dare. Nothing justifies what you're doing to me. I'm not the disturbed one. You're a crazy whore, and don't you try to pretend otherwise, damn you. Oh my such language. You're not being very nice to me, Michelle. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that, you know. Well, I'm not a girl. Then what are you? I'm a man. With that body? Amy quietly rose, grabbed me by the hair and shoved me to the floor. Let go of me. Call yourself a man? Can't even get out of a girl's grip. I'm not that strong at all either. I'd say I'm rather weak. Just a small, powerless girl. If you were a man, you would have no problem breaking free. Malnourished or otherwise, but you can't. I get... Trace the lines of my emaciated ribs with her nails, traveling slowly down my chest, but even ignoring that, still missing the most important part. Stop, get off me. I tried to shove her aside with all the strength I could squeeze out of my arms, but as Amy had said, I couldn't even overpower a girl. All I could do was lie there beneath her and beg, get off me, groaning in anger and frustration. Her fingers came to a stop just above my navel. She looked up at me with a sweet smile, then pulled her hand away. It's just as a wave of relief swept through me. She shoved me back, jumped up, and slammed her foot between my legs. I shuddered as the pain jolted up my spine. Amy looked down on me as I screamed. A smirk spread across her face. Oh my, does that hurt? That's a surprise. Even that boy part, it still hurts? Stop, please. She didn't stop stepping on me. I'm begging you to stop, please. She dug her toes into my flesh. What exactly are you, Michelle? This is just getting weirder and weirder each time I join. From the feel of it, you don't quite have a proper girl parts either. Amy, please! On top of the physical pain, unbearable humiliation and shame corroded away at my spirit. What a strange creature you are, hee hee. This reminds me of that scene from Resident Evil where the twins torture the dragonfly. I've never played it. Stop! Could have died right there and then. Honestly, it would have been preferable to the emotional hell she was putting me through. Take a look at yourself in the mirror, Michelle. You're crying, sobbing like a sad little girl. Not much of a boy, are you? And you lusted after me with this body? Oh, seriously, you're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for me. Amy's abuse was not a one-time occurrence. She had a promise. She came to feed me every day. Her arrival brought nothing but anguish and torture. Every day she chipped away more of my spirit, but I hadn't succumbed to her yet. My anger still overpowered any fear I felt. About a week after Amy started caring for me. Have you been a good girl, Michelle? Brought you your supper. I'll set it right here for you. What's the matter, Michelle? Food's right here. It's gonna get cold. Go on, eat. It's no use, but no using your hands. Crawl over and use your mouth. Come on, eat, or would you rather I fed you? You. Just something to say. I'll kill you. I can't understand a word you're saying, Michelle. If you'd eat, you'd have enough strength to talk. I'll kill you. Huh? I'm going to kill you, Amy. That was, I believe, the first time in my life I'd felt a sincere, overpowering desire to end someone's life. I want to see her dead. With my hands and legs tied up, I lurched for her. Like a dog she wanted me, I chomped down on her wrist. Ah! The taste of someone else's blood was far more unpleasant than I had expected. I felt like I was going to vomit. but I was determined not to let go of her wrist for any reason. I would gnaw through to the bone and rip her entire hand off. She would beat me unconscious and I still wouldn't let go. She could have killed me. She would have to kill me to get me off of her. I wanted her to feel the same pain I felt when she trampled on me. Bunny the Prophet. Let go. My body never did what I wanted it to, though. I could swear on my life I wouldn't release her arm, but they would seem to make good on my determination. Amy's foot flew up in my emaciated gut. The pointed tip of her shoe dug into my flesh like a knife. I collapsed on the floor in a fit of convulsions. And I was just about to just as I was about to cough up another mouthful of stomach acid, she rammed her foot into my abdomen a second time. By her leg. She didn't even give me enough time to get to my feet, let alone fight back before she kicked me again. Again and again and again. Stop. My gut, my chest, my legs, and my face. What's wrong with you? Don't you get it? You're not the one in control here. You should be thanking me. What you did to me that day was incredibly hurtful. Yet here I am bringing you your food. Can you just see how kind-hearted I am? So why would you go and bite me? What would possess you to do such a thing? Gasping for breath, my conscience slipping away from me, I caught a glimpse of Amy's eyes as she swung her leg back for another kick, and when I did, a single word rose to my mind: demon. Oh, isn't that something? You can't even stand up to a girl. I'm not that strong. I'm weak and frail. This is the first time I ever kicked someone. I have absolute control over you, Michelle. You understand that now, right? You learned your lesson, didn't you? An ounce of strength remained within me. My tongue and my cheeks were torn up. My mouth tasted of blood. Thinking herself weak, having no experience in the ways of physical violence, she knew no restraint. The ignorant can be so much more brutal and viciously relentless than the seasoned. My vision had gone red, and I could hardly feel my own face. There was a strange gurgling sound with every breath I took. Jeez, what am I gonna do about this hand? It hurts like crazy. Oh, I know. Tell everyone in family you lost it and tried to bite my hand off. That'll feel so bad for me. I can just see the sad looks on Didier and George's faces. They will not. You know, your brothers have completely given up on you. Deranged sister is nothing but trouble. You know what you are, Michelle? You're a demon child. Why was I the demon and not her? Fuck those two as well, yeah. Why did no one come to my aid? I mean, this is kind of how it used to be. Like, it's just written really well. Because in almost every situation, the two men would feel no sympathy for the woman. That's how people used to be. Well, this isn't even a woman. This is a probably intersex person. Several times I considered ending my life, but every time I did, the memories of better days came back to me, of the time before my body had transformed. The days where we all so sure of our happiness kept me chained to life. Why couldn't things be the way they had been then? In my heart I hadn't changed at all. So how had things ended up like this? I'm gonna pause here. Oh God, not this. Michelle, Michelle, are you in there? Should I give Michelle a masculine voice too? I'll just do my normal voice. Did you need something, Georges? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you? No, but you look like you're in an unusually good mood, so I thought... Well, why wouldn't I be? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. I would understand if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy? Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case, this is perfect weather. Ah. What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? Dee's around today too, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. Been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for a sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us lunch and then... Oh, we'll take a couple horses up to the forest edge. I'm fine with that if you are. You bet your bum I am. I asked after all. Now come on, let's go. I hate you, Didier. I'm gonna give him a really silly voice. An outing, you say? Yep. Hop on a couple horses and head to the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not. I see. Well, if Michelle is coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away. Whoa, slow down there. Are you saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? Is it Michelle or nothing? Of course. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I would rather drown myself. Le gasp! Didier, could I perhaps make a small request? Go on, let's hear it. Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins? Oh, that's all by all means. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens, so have at it. But do be warned, my horse is a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I doubt that would be a problem for you though, Michelle. I'll be careful. So, is this before Amy shows up? Hey, slow down. Whoa, slow down, guys. Haha, look at that, Michelle. George is still bumbling around all the way back here. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Are we going a bit too fast? No, you're fine. Though you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent. Ha, finally caught up. This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we enjoy the scenery, indulging in some nice pathos? A warrior and his horse need not of pathos. Isn't that right, Michelle? It certainly is, Didier. Come on, you guys. Be nice, this was my idea. You're really taken after old D, haven't you, Michelle? I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers or dancing with butterflies, or gazing out at a beautiful sunset or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, less barbarism. Barbar. The long sword suit of armor, the tales of heroic knights are so much more appealing, though. You let him get his claws in too deep, Michelle. Oh dear, oh my, I'm gonna have 2 meathead siblings before I know it. What did you just call me? Now, you two. Why don't we stop here for a picnic? Seconded, my stomach's been rumbling up a storm. Took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there. I hope your horse throws you into a river. Oops. Hey, so the other day I brought a cat home. A cat? Yep, speckled from head to tail and ugly as a witch's arse. I was gonna keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house. Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she is. Georges, try not to stress Mother too much. You're unpredictable enough as it is. It would be nice to have a cat, I mean. Think so? Then how about this? We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it when it's cloudy, Michelle. I don't know what cats eat, though. I bet he likes pastries. Do you want to kill the cursed thing? Cannot approve of anyone taking care of an animal who thinks that is a good idea. So sorry. Oh, pull the stick out your arse, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn. Don't experiment on animals. Well, I'm on Didier's side for once. Well, if you're gonna be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye out on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid. Well, now you're trying to drag me into this? Already done. You're in. It's settled. Damn it, Georges. Now you need to come up with a name. Have any ideas, Michelle? Oh, you want me to name it? Not very often you give another living thing a name. Well, I guess you might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. Something elegant and beautiful. You've got this. No, Georges. Don't put so much pressure on her. You have a point, though. It is a good opportunity. It is a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michelle. Just choose something you like. You said the cat is speckled and ugly. Yep, one look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe. Alright then. Ugly Speckles. That's its name? It would seem you do not have a future in the arts, Michelle. But you said it was ugly and speckled, Georges. I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But you know why not? Ugly Speckles it is. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Puh. Ugly Speckles. It's not that funny. Hee hee ha ha. It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I... Not you too, Didier. We should bring Ugly Speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds, having lunch. That we should. When Michelle's gone a little bigger, let's do this again. All three of us and our ugly speckled cat. You said it. We're all good friends here after all. I'll never be your friend, though. God, must you always be such a jerk? Always such good friends, huh? Well. Didier, Georges. Was Amy telling the truth? Do you really think I'm nothing but trouble? Do you think I've lost my mind? That I'm a demon child? Didier, Georges. Why do you not open this door for me and let me out? Were the things I said that day really so heinous? Do you resent me too like Amy? Didier, Georges. How do you think about me now? Is this body really so unusual? If I hadn't undergone the transformation I did, would things still have been the way they were before? Would we be able to go out to that forest again and make silly, meaningless conversation, everyone laughing like we had then? If this body hadn't changed the way it did, would I not be trapped in the darkness? Even if that were the case, I didn't want to be a girl. If God descended from heaven and offered to change me back, I would have turned him down, because inside I wasn't a girl. My nightmare at Amy's hands didn't end there either. As much as I loathed to admit it, I was terrified of her. Every day I dreaded the sound of the door opening. However, if I were to block the door off with furniture, I would lose my only remaining lifeline. I had no choice in the matter. It's time for supper, Michelle. I brought your favorite parsnips. Well, what the dogs didn't eat of them anyway. But you don't mind, do you? I'm gonna cut your nails today, Michelle. I need you to stay very still. You wouldn't want my hand to slip. So make sure you do. I'm tying you up. This way you can't accidentally move. Here's your water, Michelle. It's murky. Oh, heavens me. I must have fetched it from the wash basin by mistake. It's supper time, Michelle. Hey, were you able to fix the problem with Fate? Hey, Yen! Jeez, Amy, I know. No. I loaded it up, but I loaded it up, and it seems to remember I saw scenes, though, so I'm able to skip scenes. We're gonna do Fate after this game. And I'm gonna try, although I have to check where I was last time. So I'm gonna check where I left off, and then we're gonna just skip to that point, basically, and then continue. Yeah, I don't know why it corrupted. It's probably because I didn't download the game right. Like, I have to go and I have to go through WinRAR every single time and extract it to open it every time, which I know I'm not supposed to be doing. I should just be able to click the EXE, but the EXE is only available within WinRAR, and I don't know why. But like, I don't know how to redo all that, so. But yeah, we're gonna do that after. That's weird. Yeah. I can even, yeah, I'll like, I can stream it, and show you what I have to do when we switch, so that you can see how bizarre it is for what I have to do, because you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're gonna be like, why are you doing this just to open a game? But that's what I gotta do to open the game. But yeah, I'll show you that later.
It's supper time, Michelle. I brought you parsnips again. Don't worry, the dogs didn't have any of these. They didn't seem to be interested in eating them raw. What, you don't want any? Then what am I gonna do with these? You know, Michelle, you're such a disgrace. Cry for me, won't you? Beg for mercy. Look at you, all that pride gone out the window. It's hilarious, I tell you.
Someone kill this bitch. She did everything imaginable to torture me, both physically and emotionally. To be honest, it was rather impressive in a sick way how she was able to come up with so many different ways to torment me. She knew precisely what caused me the most pain, my body, and the discrepancy between what I was and what I felt I was. She delighted in telling me I wasn't male, and sometimes in showing me. But I don't need to describe the things she did to me in any more detail. Oh, honey, I mean, it's already so horrible, but that's just like a whole nother level of horrible. This poor guy. Poor baby. I mean, he's just had the toughest life. Well, not the toughest, but a pretty tough life. Horrible life. I can only think of one way to keep myself from breaking down. Completely stop talking, stop struggling. Then one day, after about 6 months or so, she said with a disinterested sigh, "I'm done." And that was the last of it. By swallowing my pride, not resisting, I was able to escape from her grip. Once she was gone, the servants took over tending to me again. I was still in prison, but now there was a serenity in my solitude. I didn't speak with anyone, I didn't make eye contact, I didn't do anything, I just lived. But even though I had peace, I still feared Amy having a change of heart. I trembled at the possibility that one day it might be her that opened the door. But above all, I despised the fact that I lived in such fear of a girl. An overwhelming self-loathing threatened to crush me. I had recurring nightmares about the things Amy had done to me, the wounds she gave me that did not heal, that only grew worse, eating away at me day after day. Let me put my air on really quick, I'll be right back. It is hot in California. What's the weather like where you guys live? 'Cause it is hot, yeah. Beginning to lose confidence in my own sanity in the silent darkness where there is no sense of time. The line between my dream and reality blurred. I often found myself screaming, crying into the empty air. Oh, jeez. Bright morning. Nice. Is it cool or hot there, or is it neither? Clawed at my skin, pulled out my hair, paced back and forth across the room, crowded at the door yelling for help. Screamed some more. It was a very image of pitiful, absolute wretchedness. He just reminded me to turn on my fan. Nice. And every time I did, I'm sure there was someone on the other side of the door whispering about how poor Michelle had lost her mind. Eventually, I gave up entirely. It was a stormy night in my 16th year. I had been confined for more than 2 years at that point. Damn, that's crazy. Heavy rain pounded against the windows like 1,000 little spears. I was sitting quietly on my... Oh my god, is the window gonna break and she's gonna be able to escape? Sitting quietly on my... Or he is? Sorry, I didn't mean to misgender him. He's gonna be able to escape? I was sitting quietly on my bed, unable to fall asleep, when suddenly there was a loud banging on the door. Interesting.
Michelle, are you awake? Fjord, hurry up and get awake. We got big trouble.
Oh, that was George's. Fjord, hurry up and get awake. We got big trouble.
Lower your damn voice.
But I first heard my brother's voices after so long, I thought I was hallucinating. In 2 years, they'd never once come for me, no matter how hard I pounded on the door, no matter how many times I called for them. After all that time, I didn't ever expect that to change. Given up, soon they had long cast me aside. Unable to bring myself to say anything, I simply stared at the door, and there was another bam, bam. The sound was half consumed by a crack of thunder, giving it an indescribably eerie quality. Please say something, Michael. Oh wow, he called him Michael.
Please say something, Michael.
Seriously, there's no time.
You can hear us in there, can't you? You're there behind the door, aren't you?
Come on, just one word, Michelle. Is it really you, Didier, Georges? For a moment, they seemed to be at a loss for words. Probably because they almost didn't recognize my voice, but it was only a heartbeat, and then Didier spoke.
There is a carriage waiting outside. I'm gonna unlock the door so you can leave in it.
Why?
Because Dad's talking crazy. Saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child, that you're the mark of shame on our...
Oh, that's the other guy. He's saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child, that you're a mark of shame on our name, so he's gonna have you executed.
Georges!
Father wants me dead. Felt like the floor had fallen out from under me. Executed, demon child, mark of shame, so he was saying I didn't even deserve to live anymore? It's planned for tomorrow morning. We only found out ourselves, which is why... You've prepared a way for me to escape? But why?
Why do you even need to ask? 'Cause we're family. Something terrible has gone into Father.
Well, at least they are trying. Clenched my teeth, fighting back a bigger, angry sigh, but I couldn't keep those emotions bottled up for long. A maelstrom of feelings I thought I had lost for 2 years of my imprisonment swirled up inside me, spilling from my lips. Why? Why are you doing this now? If you really felt that way, why didn't you come sooner? 2 years I spent locked up in this room. Do you have any idea how I felt in that time? Any idea how hard I had to fight to endure? How many times I cried for your help? How hard I pounded on this door begging to be set free? But never once did you come. Not even once.
Michael.
I scare you, don't I? Think I've gone insane, that I've lost my mind. That I sold my soul to the devil, don't you? No, Michael, we don't. Then why? Why didn't you come and set me free?
Michael, no, we don't think you've lost your mind at all.
So you just didn't want to see me then? You don't want to face what I'd become. Tell me I'm wrong, Didier Georges. You left me here, abandoned me for 2 whole years, locked me away so you don't have to see me. I'm sorry, I'm just, really busy with my art. I've been getting a ton of commissions down the court. And Didier's a knight now, so he's up to next in expeditions. God, Didier's voice is so high-pitched. Yeah, I made it high-pitched because he pissed me off earlier in the series, so I made his voice silly. I'm really sorry.
As am I. I cannot say that you are wrong. After what happened, I wasn't sure how I was supposed to act normal around you. I'm still not sure even now. I knew I had to find the time to collect myself, but I kept putting it off, vainly hoping the time would take care of it all. And for that I owe you an apology, but you need to understand, I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child, and Georges feels the same. Neither of us want to see you dead.
What he said, Michael. There's not much time. We need to get you out of here. I bit down on my lower lip, hard enough to draw blood. It was that or start sobbing. It's a little late for that.
Michael!
If you don't get out of here, you're gonna be killed. If I'm not an angel sent from heaven or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I? I think you're Your body is intersex, but your mind is a man. What are you?
You're a Bollinger. You're our family, and that's all there is to it. I pray you can forgive me for averting my eyes for so long.
Can I trust you? Can I trust that even the whole world says that if even the world... I can't talk. Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more, Didier Georges?
You absolutely can, Michael. I swear to God on high.
And I swear to the God of art.
Michael.
You've no other choice, do I? Couldn't talk father out of it, could I?
I'd rather you didn't try. He's not a man to change his mind. If you were to show up before him, he would likely draw a sword on you himself. It would destroy Mother. Sorry, we're not doing this only for you.
Okay, I'll go. Oh, thank goodness.
The carriage will take you to a mansion, Michael. It's a property Father purchased some time ago, but due to rumors about the house, it's been abandoned. No one wants to buy it from me either, and that's unlikely to change. It's the ideal place to keep you out of sight.
What kind of rumors?
Well,
No point keeping secret. He has a right to know. Say a witch lives there. A witch? I think it's all just made up personally. I went to check the place out and there's no one there. It's a little dreary, to be sure.
I had hoped to have a better place arranged for you, but there wasn't enough time. It is only temporary, Michael. Cannot say how long it will be, but Father will pass away eventually. When he does, Georges will inherit the estate, and that means you can return. So I ask that you hold out until that time.
Wait a minute. Okay, Anya, can you refresh my memory? So when Michael gets killed, is it because he reaches out to his father, or is it because he got news his father died and he reached out to his brothers? Because if he just decided maybe father got over it, that's one thing. But if it's the other, that means his brothers betrayed him. And that's fucked. If I don't leave, I'm gonna be executed. So send me anywhere, I won't complain.
Glad to hear you say that.
Or do you not remember either? Should I really tell you? Well, yeah, we already played that part. I just don't remember, right? Didn't he? Because I know he got a letter or something, and then he sent a letter and then got killed. You don't have to tell me if we thought it was one thing and it's really another. But, like, I just can't remember what the story's already shown us. You know what I mean?
I will talk to Father and ensure he does not suspect anything. We'll make this work.
Oh, we'll make this work, don't you worry. The long and short of it is, Dad simply wants you erased from the family.
Georges!
Sorry. I wasn't trying to be mean. But anywho, once I take over, we're in the clear. You'll be acknowledged as a Bollinger. Okay, I see then. Can I open the door now?
Just a minute.
Huh? You're still not ready? I don't have any clothing. Oh right, you wouldn't, huh? How tall are you?
How tall are you now, Michael?
Around the same height as you, I think. You're taller than me? Damn.
Alright, I'll bring you some of my clothes.
Thank you. Well, I don't think I've ever heard you say thank you without putting up a fight, Michael. It's not true, I don't think.
Ha 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 ha. I'll be back soon. Get what you need together.
Alright. Sitting in the carriage, waiting outside, listening to the pitter-patter of the rain, I gazed at my two brothers. Hadn't seen them in 2 years, but they hardly looked any different than how I remembered them. I was the only one who had changed, and dramatically at that. Looking at them, I couldn't help but remember the old days. Playing chess with Didier, learning to draw from George's, our sibling outings. However, the ominous sound of the thunder crashing in the distance drowned out those memories. The mansion is several days' travel from here. Hopefully the carriage isn't too uncomfortable. I will send a package with any supplies you need once a month. Food, clothing, something to pass the time. If there's anything you want, Michael, just tell me. Now. Or you can have a servant pass a message on to me. I can think of one thing. I would like a chess set. Alright, I'll have one made. I would rather have yours, Didier. That be possible? Are you sure you want that beaten old thing? Yeah, I want that one. Alright then, I'll include it in the first delivery. I'll send you something too, Michael. Anything you want, just tell me. In that case, I would like some art tools. I'm nowhere near as much of an artist as you are, Georges, so they don't have to be anything special. Gotcha. So some canvas and... how about some charcoal? When you're back, I want to see what you've made with it, okay? Okay. I know this is already hard enough on you, Michael. I need to ask you to do something for me. Avoid making contact with anyone who doesn't already know about you. So I can't talk to anyone but the servants? Put simply, yes. Tomorrow the world will consider you dead, so we cannot have people finding out you're actually alive. Especially Father, please do this for me. I've been doing that for 2 years already. I've long since lost interest in interacting with anybody, so you don't need to ask me to keep to myself. Right. Does anyone else know I'm alive? Yes, Mother knows, I think. In fact, this was her idea. It was? She loves you, Michael. She really does. Mom just, is having a little trouble facing the truth. So even though she's not here to see you off, guarantee she doesn't want to see you dead. She wants to have you in her life again. I expect Mother will be writing you, so please take the time to write her back. She's a troubled woman, but her love for you is true and unwavering. Will you do that? Just a quick, hey, you got your letter, doing great, will suffice. Alright. Just so you know, it kills me indeed that we can't stand up to Dad. But as long as he lives, his word is God in this house. I understand that, yes. Well, you never know, he could be gone quicker than you expect. A week from now, and bam, he's dead as D's social life. Is there not an ounce of respect in your body? Well, give me a break, I'm upset. He's gone way too far. Once he's dragged his arse up to the great beyond anything goes. Surprise, Michael was alive. Yeah, I suppose. Till then, we'll take care of things here. Tomorrow's gonna be the performance of our lives, crying like a couple of big babies and laughing our tails off inside. You'll forgive me if I have trouble trusting that loose tongue of yours. I'm not stupid, I know this is important. Not even Amy will suspect a thing. Amy. Yeah, not even she can know. It's gonna crush her, I'm sure, but the less people know, the better. When Georgia said her name, my whole body went shamefully cold. Been a year and a half since the hell she put me through, but every last detail of it remained carved into my mind and body. There's no way she would even be slightly sad about my death. She might act it, but she would almost certainly be elated by the news. It seemed Georgia had still yet to see what lay beneath that woman's mask. I think I kind of forgot too. Okay, no problem. I'll have to look it up later. But like, when I mean look it up, I'll look at my old VODs, not like look up online, because I don't want to get spoiled. I'll just look at the old VODs and try and find it. Because I'm just curious. I'm sure it'll reveal it later. Like, I think it'll go over it again, but... Huh? Are you worried about how this might affect her?
What?
She cared for you about 6 months, didn't she? When you wouldn't let the servants in?
What?
When I hear you got really close to dying in there, you wouldn't even eat unless she was there.
Who the hell told you that?
What, is that not what happened?
Did something happen between you two, Michael?
Amy didn't do a damn. Never mind. Can't tell them. I can't put what I went through in words. It will only worsen my shame, especially now in front of my brothers. Georges, how are things between you and Amy? You still letting what happened 2 years ago get to you? Well, I mean, at the time, things were a total disaster. I'm all excited about getting myself a pretty little wife, only to find out she's rocking the boat with someone else. I cried for weeks.
I'm sorry.
She used her big brain powers to figure it out. Who got big brain powers here? It ain't me! Deep down, though, she ain't actually a bad girl. She's young, kids make mistakes. After it all came out, she turned over a new leaf. She started doing something. Started doting on me something serious, and well, it's hard not to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying so hard to make up with me. The age excuse don't work for D, though. For about a year, things were really rough between us. I didn't even want to look at him. At the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything. Besides, because you let the cat out of the bag, that gave me something to hold over D. All things considered, I'm not complaining. So, you wouldn't say that you would say you're happy then, Georges? Sure would, yep. Believe it or not, I'm kind of head over heels for her. Hard to not like a girl like Amy. Oh, I see. Do you really feel that bad about 2 years ago? So she's still keeping up the good girl facade around Georges and Junior. No one else knows she's actually a sadistic, cackling demon. There's nothing less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. But if Georges thinks he's happy, I can't take that away from him. Michael? Oh right, yes, I do feel guilty with the way I lost control of my emotions and took it out on you guys.
It happens to everyone. In fact, you could stand to do a little more shouting and fussing. Then you could...
Because I have underdeveloped social skills.
You heard that?
You've got one hell of a nasty streak, huh, Dee? Glad to hear you're still on good terms. It wasn't my intention to put the two of you against each other.
But you know, the blame falls on my shoulders. I want you to know something, Michael. Though your transformation was too much for father and mother to accept, with enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and Georges. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing.
God's a little bit of a jerk, too.
Try not to forget I am a knight, Georges.
In time? If I remember correctly, Michael's death's gonna show in the story too with more details. Yeah, I figured it would, so... We'll see when we get there.
In time. Speaking of which, we don't have much time left, Lula.
Sorry, my cat was clawing something.
I'm gonna tell the coachman to set off, okay?
Is this door 6 or 7? That's a good question. It does not say. I have no idea, I am sorry. 7, there you go. How many doors are there? 8? That's crazy.
Didier.
Yes?
Tell me the truth, will the three of us ever meet again?
Why would you
ever ask that? Of course we will.
Not a chance I'm letting this be our last family get-together. One last question then. Yes? Am I your brother? Ooh. Well, I mean, look at ya. Don't look like much of a sister to me. See, this is why Georges is the more based brother. He's such a himbo, too. He's such himbo material. He's like, well, duh, look at you. Yeah, we're almost done, kinda. Yeah. But Didier is like an asshole. So yeah, I'd say you are. I see. So long then.
Farewell, and may good health bless you until we meet again.
Until then, Michael. Farewell. For seeing me out for good, they both gave me strong, firm hugs. Steadier first than George's. The warmth I felt in their arms and my family's arms slowly spread through my chilled body, which made that much more difficult to part ways. The wheels of the carriage rattled against the wet, stone-paved road. I stuck my head out the window, watching as they shrunk into the distance, standing there as in the rain, until they were completely out of view. And then they proceed to abandon Michael once again for years. Yeah. Well, they sent him food and stuff, right? Or was that his mom doing it? Oh yeah, I guess they never responded to any letters, which I don't know why. It's like, I don't know, they're so weird. Tightness filled my breast. Every glimmer of hope I had for my new life was matched by an equal degree of darkness and uncertainty. Would I ever make it back home? If I did, would people still call me Demon Child? Having to write Mother was another uncomfortable weight on my soul. The thought of having to play a girl for her made me sick. Georges had acted like it would be nothing, but it wasn't that easy. It was more than a mere pretend. Jader had said that with time things would change. But how could he be certain that those changes would be for the better? The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. I wonder if I think we're on door 8 now or something. Maybe not. The next thing I know, I'm sinking into a vast void. Darkness cuffs my hands and legs, restricting any movement. Images of the past I'd kept buried away for so long streamed past me. This isn't how I wanted it to happen. Not coming out from my own mouth, but legally bare for all to see without my consent. I like Georges, he's a nice person, but just really dense. Yeah. It wasn't how I wanted her to find out about my secret, about my shameful history. I warned you, my dear. I told you didn't want to reclaim your old self. If you had simply let it be, you wouldn't be here now, forced to relive it all. Now do you understand? The tale I spun behind the 4th door was as much for you as it was for her. There you were, a young man with a sad fate, but you met a wonderful woman, fell in love with her, and then died in the arms of tragedy. The sequence of events is not far from the truth, but I was able to turn into something enchanting and beautiful. I got rid of all those nasty little details. Your ugliness, your body troubles, all of that. Doesn't it seem a bit unfair, Michael? You tore down the walls around Giselle's heart around your past, but you want to keep your own nice and safe, hidden away. She has every right to be upset. You're afraid she wouldn't accept you, were you not? That's precisely what happened. But can you honestly blame her? The truth you've kept hidden away is not something most would be able to accept. The prince who came riding in to save her— Silence! Wasn't actually a man. Please, enough. I've seen enough. Let it stay buried, please. Just stop this. I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it. What a sad little creature you are, my dear. Not a woman in this world would have any interest in you now. You've surrounded yourself with layer upon layer of walls, covered yourself in this patchwork, barely held together quilt of masks. It's the only thing keeping you together. You're the fearless one of all, the weakest, and it's about time you accepted that and stopped trying to fight it. I'm not weak. Oh, is that so? Let's proceed with the tale then, shall we? Face the one you hate most in the world, yourself. Your weakness, your ugliness. Face it in despair. Don't. Once again, my own desires, my own wishes are completely irrelevant. The past sprawls out before me once more, and the witch is exactly right. I despise the man I was then, teeming with vain hope and foolish dreams. I would rather pretend that part of me never existed, but I have no choice. I'm dragged back to the life I once lived, my pleas for mercy fading into dark nothingness. Giselle, why don't you just accept him? I can remember how long it had been since the capital had disappeared into the distance, but I'd been on the road for some time now. We'd long since left paved roads behind. The carriage rocked back and forth as it proceeded down the rough dirt path. For hours I stared through the window as unfamiliar scenery flowed past. Eventually a fog settled over the area, making it difficult to discern. Wait a minute, I remembered. Anya, what happened was they got a letter saying father died. I only remember because he was like, no, it's good that the bastard's dead after what he did to you, Giselle. And also he was mean to me too. So that's why he wrote. So they betrayed him again. Although that was the fourth door, so we don't know if it's completely true. But maybe the dad didn't actually die. I don't know. Or maybe the brothers betrayed him again. I don't know. We'll have to see. Eventually a fog settled over the area, making it difficult to discern night from day. We made our way through the dark, dense woods, and beyond them, like the world fading into view after a dream, a mansion appeared before us. Right now in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z when I was a little girl. I loved that show. But I don't remember, I hardly remember anything. But I loved it growing up. All the boys never believed me when I told them at school though. They'd be like, you don't watch Dragon Ball Z, you're a girl. And I was like, no, I watch it! I love that show, I watch it all the time! Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, no, girls can't like that. And then I'd be like, OMG, I love Pokemon. And they'd be like, no, you don't. Name every single Pokemon to ever exist. And then I'd be like, fuck you guys. Well, I obviously didn't say that in elementary school, but... All the windows were either shuttered or boarded, encasing the house in darkness. All the windows were either shuttered or boarded, encasing the house in darkness. In a way, it felt like all I had done was move from one prison to a much larger one. I was a Naruto kid, and I love Naruto. You know, I have a Naruto tattoo. I have Kurama tattooed on my arm. Because I love Naruto. That was the second anime I ever watched. Well, I guess third, if you count Dragon Ball. Briefly, I thought they had possibly been sealed to keep anyone from seeing me inside, but coming here was a very recent development. Hold on, give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna go change my shirt because the tag is really bothering me on this one. Naruto is my first outside Pokemon. Oh yeah, I guess I watch Pokemon too. Okay, BRB for a second. Okay, I am back. Thank you for waiting. Quite the piece of property my father had found himself with. I wonder if he had been swindled by the previous owner. It was a gloomy, uninviting place, but it didn't appear to be in disrepair. The coachman left my luggage outside the door, gave me an empty farewell, then went on his way. I was entirely alone. spent some time just staring out at the forest, but naturally there was nothing of interest to be found there, so I quietly turned around and opened the door to the mansion. It's certainly dark. I could barely see even my own feet. Briefly I considered trying to unshutter a window or two, but ended up deciding against it. The less inviting the place looked, the easier it'd be for me to avoid contact with the outside world, as Didier had recommended. Standing there in the darkness for several minutes, my eyes gradually grew accustomed to the lack of light. While it was hardly ideal, it was sufficient to take a look around the house. The inside didn't seem to have received the same level of care as the outside. Everything was dusty and the air was many years stale. But I wasn't in a cleaning mood, so I dug through my luggage for a bundle of candles, lighting one with a flint. A stained glass window. Examining the large room I found myself in, I came across a stained glass window depicting an angel. The archangel, after whom I'd been named, looked solemnly down on me. Quite the joke. 2 columns of evenly spaced pews were in the length of the room, all facing the multicolored window. Set the candlestick on a podium of some sort, which is when I realized this is a chapel. Flat length of the silver, bent in the middle, was mounted to the pulpit's face. When I saw it, I knew exactly what it used to be, a cross. The pews weren't facing the stained glass, but the cross. Why, though? Felt as though the mansion had been built around the chapel, rather than the opposite. I was perplexed as to why anyone would do that, but of course there was no one around to sate my curiosity. Taking the candlestick back in hand, I made my way beyond the pulpit. What the heck is a pulpit? There sat a small metal door. I pressed one hand against the cool surface and my heart leapt. It was abnormally cold. Though the door itself seemed perfectly normal, an inexplicable anxiety spread throughout me. It was a very unusual sensation. My instincts told me I should stay far, far away. And my heart told me it was my duty to see what lay beyond. What am I going to find back there? After a few moments' hesitation, I decided to act in opposition to my instincts. I was looking at a long spiral staircase. The wood stairs stretched so high I couldn't tell where they ended. An observation tower, perhaps. As if being pushed forward by some inhuman force, I mounted the staircase. By the 3rd or 4th loop, the soft light began peeking to the tower through irregularly spaced rectangular openings in the stone walls. Through one such window I gazed outside. In the far-off distance, beyond the seemingly endless ocean of trees, I saw a small village. Nowhere I'm ever gonna go. So many stairs. It had been quite some time since I had exerted myself this much. I hardly had any opportunity to be locked away in my chambers. With every step I took, I could hear my joints creaking and my muscles screaming. I was long since out of breath, only staying upright with the help of the wall. This is pitiful, damn it. But turning back never occurred to me. I had to keep climbing, had to make it to the top. It was the feeling of necessity that pushed my exhausted body upward. By the time I reached the top, I was practically gasping for air. Sweat streamed down my forehead. I wiped it aside, turning my gaze towards yet another door. But unlike the first, what on earth? A tangle of rope covered the surface. Layers upon layers of it, making it a tent abundantly clear. Nothing shall come in or out. Didn't look like it had been put there recently either, as much of it was rotted through. Out of curiosity, I grabbed the coil and yanked. The rope snapped in several places, trunks falling limply to the floor. That wasn't enough to allow the door to open, though. People only sealed doors like this for a reason. Largely because they didn't want, or couldn't even allow others to see what hid behind them. Like what they did to me. For a few moments it felt as though I was looking down at myself from outside my body. If I hadn't been this man, but someone else standing there, would they have turned back at the sight of the sealed-off door, acting as though nothing was there? Or would they have done as I did? I ground my teeth, a mix of annoyance and bitterness rushing through me, but I did not hesitate. I held the flame of the candle up to the wall of the rope, careful not to set the whole thing ablaze, slowly, carefully burning through them one by one. It was repetitive and time-consuming, but I persisted, wiping sheets of sweat before it streamed into my eyes. The sun was well on its way down before I finally managed to close the door. Took a deep breath, looked up at it, and gulped. There was something indescribably chilling about the door, and then I pushed it open. I kind of want to pause here. I'm playing for about... I was saying earlier that I had a pretty shitty time. Oops, we went in the door. I had a pretty shitty time earlier, but now I'm doing a lot better. I didn't think of that until you said something. I wish I didn't think of that. I wish that never happened. I'm good. Good to hear. Glad you're better. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I'm in a really good mood right now. If I'm being too loud, just let me know. I might be yelling on accident. Nipa! Nipa! Nipa, Nipa, Nipa! Nipa! Hi, Anya! How are your finals going, Anya? I hope they're still going well. Everyone wish Anya luck in studying for his finals. He's almost done with them. It's tutu, not tutu. Try again. Okay. A barely noticeable breeze brushed past me. A single ray of sunlight shone into the room, coming from a single window sitting high atop the wall. Good luck with your finals. Yay! It cast a milky white patch of light on the hard floor, revealing... Finals in 1 hour? Anya, okay, get out of it. Is Fata Morgana good? Yes, I really like it so far. It's a very sad novel, though. But the music is probably the best music in any visual novel I've played so far. Also, Anya, get out of the stream. Because you need to go study. But I'm glad I got to see you before you... You can watch the VOD for Fata. Watch it after your final. You have something to look forward to. What's it about? It's about... That's a really good question. So, without spoiling it, there's, instead of chapters, there are different doors that you're being led down by a maid. And you see these different stories unfold behind each door. And in each of these stories, there's really interesting characters and things unfold. Okay, have fun, guys, with the stream. I'm going to war. Thank you, Mr. Procula. 07 soldier. I believe in you. Good luck on it. OMG, hey, Strange. You're finally here. Hello. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's a really cool game, Big Doge. If you want to check out my YouTube, I actually have a few parts of Fata uploaded. If you want to just check it out, see if you like it or not. No, I'm out of here. I'm sleepy. Oh, okay, no problem at all. I understand. Thanks for stopping by, though. I really appreciate it. I just want to say we were gypped, but did you see at the end? You had a baby with Luca. The fact that I was not alone. Luca's route is barely Lukaku route? Yeah. Well, I wasn't gypped because I got my Ferris route. The rumors say a witch lives in the mansion. There I saw, in this cursed house, a skeleton with only one arm. Oh, that's because poor Morgana's other arm got cut off by that guy, right? That baby is evil. Why is the baby evil? Lukaku route, no Lukaku, Setsuna route, anti-Setsuna route. Those route names are lies. You know what? I agree with you there, Strange. A cursed mansion for a cursed man. It was like I was destined to end up here. I had no way of finding out who the skeleton belonged to, so I left it there, at the top of the tower, and retreated into thought. I wondered to myself how the one-armed person died, how they had felt locked in that room, staring up at the soul window so far out of reach. But the only thing they would have seen was the sky and the occasional bird. Had they yearned for more light, or had they come to despise the tiny patch of it that trickled into the room? Had they been some sort of wicked criminal imprisoned for wrongdoing? Not all prisoners are necessarily bad people. Having been branded with a non-existent curse, I couldn't help but think that perhaps something similar had happened to whoever they were, vainly reaching out for the sun, constantly praying for rescue that would never come. What had gone through their mind as they withered away? Would anyone ever come for me? Would my brothers keep their word? Or would I, years from now, end up another pile of dry bones somewhere in this house? Unwanted and alone, robbed of all hope, with no one but the darkness to talk as it sunk its teeth deeper and deeper into me. That corpse could be me in the future. Didier, Georges, did you really send me here to keep me hidden? Or is this to be my grave? Can I put my faith in you? Can I trust you when you say I'll be able to return? That everyone will happily accept me? That we'll all be together again? That we'll play chess? That we'll draw pictures? That nobody will be left out? All I really wanted was for people to accept me for who I was. To accept that I was a man, that I'd grown to resemble as a man. That I had the heart of a man, that I didn't need anything else. I didn't want to cause anyone anguish. I didn't want to hate anyone. I simply wished to be who I was, and who I wanted to be. And I didn't want to be treated like I was strange or different. That was asking too much, that at the very least, I wanted to have one person in my life who truly understood me. Didier, Georges, I pray that you can be that for me. Lurking quietly in the mansion's all-encompassing darkness, I waited and hoped that the day might arrive when I could come out of hiding. However, 1, 2, 3 years later, I had still not been set free. Only my mother wrote to me. In all her letters she said the same thing. When your curse is broken, come back home, sweetheart. When your curse is broken, I want you back in my life. When your curse is broken, everything will be back to normal. I waited expectantly for the day that you were free of that terrible curse. That curse would never be broken, though. What I was now was what I was meant to be. All that time I'd spent as a girl, none of that was real. Didier had said he didn't think I was cursed. My brothers didn't think I was some hellish demon child, so no, the curse would never be broken. Because there was no curse to break. I wasn't cursed at all. There was no damn curse. But the flow of time eroded at me, slowly killing any confidence I once had. I had once had. I don't know why that sentence was so hard for me. Sucking me dry of all trust for others and myself. With enough time, I started questioning my own beliefs about what I was, started thinking that perhaps I was cursed. Much like they had at Bollinger Estate, the servant who came by every month did his best to avoid making eye contact. But beyond just bringing me food, he was also checking in on me, making sure I didn't attempt to run away, and every month he probably went back and told Mother the same thing, that my curse had still not been broken. One sec. Do you have the answers I seek, O Father in heaven? If you do, I ask of you to guide me, to please tell me what I am, if I am truly cursed. And perhaps you could tell me how much my soul weighs too. Probably not very much. Oh, why would you say that? I spent enough time alone in that dark mansion to drive anyone mad. The more time that passed, the more I grew to question myself, my worth as a human being, and whether the self-doubt and loathing became too much to take. I trekked up to the top of the observation tower to see the light. Sitting there on the hard floor, I would place my hand on the skeleton's leg, its shoulder, its hand. From the size of the bones, whoever it was appeared to have still been young when their life withered away. Poor child. Even I feel blessed compared to you. Oh, how miserable it must have been, locked up away in this tower. To have your arm mercilessly severed. You have my pity, though. I alone shall mourn your death. I alone shall take comfort in your presence. You poor, poor child. By pretending to pity someone who had it all worse than me, I was able to feel somewhat better about myself. Because if I was in a position to pity someone else, then conversely I wasn't in a position to be pitied. Vainly, foolishly trying to convince myself of a lie, I spent hours, days alone in that tower, holding the dry bones in my arms. I'm pretty sure there's, like, something in psychology that says that, like, it will literally drive a human insane to be around, like, I mean, okay, I could be totally maybe making this up, but I feel like this is true, like, but to be around, like, remains of a human being, like, will slowly drive you mad, no matter who you are. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. I'll look it up later. But I mean, someone who's all mentally healthy probably wouldn't do this, is all I'm saying. Hey, no shame, I'm not mentally healthy. Now, there was a sight to lend credence to my alleged madness. Over time, the air in the mansion seemed to thicken, as if fog were condensing. Water pushed out all the air, swallowing me up, suffocating me, a putrid mire. Ice trapped at the bottom. Me with a human heart in my room, Well, I mean like a literal dead body. Because this is technically a dead body. I don't mean like having like anatomy. Like if you had a whole dead body in your room, it would be a little bit different, you know? I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. Let me look at it. You know what? I'll look it up right now. I shouldn't be ghost spreading lies. Does being around a dead body make you go insane? What are the psychological effects of I don't really see anything that is necessarily saying what I'm saying, so maybe I accidentally made that up over time. So disregard what I said earlier. I am sorry. I take it back. But I don't know if clutching a... I don't know. You know what? I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Do whatever you want. You know? Just don't hurt anyone. I have plenty of dead bodies in my room, just most of them are pinned insects or preserved invertebrates. Yeah, I started to think about that too when you said that, because I was thinking about people who really love taxidermy and stuff like that. It's not like they're insane. So maybe I just accidentally made that up, so I'm sorry about saying that earlier. I take it back. I take it all back. If I could, I would delete my history of my mouth. Wait, what did he say before?
I was trapped at the bottom of this thick black sledge. Soon I lost track of the passage of time, my only landmarks being the dates on Mother's letters. Before I knew it, 8 years had passed. What the hell is this? I hadn't heard my own voice in so long I almost forgotten what it sounded like. There was a delivery that day, but it wasn't the usual package. The servant was instead carrying a large rectangular object draped in cloth. Shoving that in my hands, he said the regular supplies would be here in a couple days and ran off. Presumably he was to spend any more time than necessary with the cursed man, but I didn't bother to say anything about it. I knew it was a waste of breath, and I was not inclined to hold it against him if he didn't want to look me in the eye to exchange words. All I could reasonably do was sit back and bear it. As long as I kept my mouth shut, the man could just do his job in peace. By the candlelight, I began unwrapping the package as the servant had delivered. From within it, a sheet of parchment fell to the floor. Inside the package was a painting. Just looking at it, I couldn't tell what it was, aside from the fact that it was a portrait of a woman. I knew these brushstrokes, though. They were very distinctly George's. The woman depicted had white hair. There was a flash, a fresh jolt of the pain that had nearly faded away. The half-dozen needles piercing my chest. So much blood had spilled from those gouges. I had long since lost any sensation of pain, but now it was all back. No, Georges, you didn't. My whole body froze. The blood in my veins came to a halt. I'm confused. I couldn't breathe. I was drowning in a pool of imaginary water. White hair. Well, we have white hair. I'm confused. He painted... Oh, he painted Michael as the girl version of himself? Oh. Maybe? That's fucked up. I crouched down to pick up the sheet of parchment. In the letter was mother's handwriting. The first line read, as it did in all her correspondence. My beloved daughter Michelle, every day I pray your curse might be broken. But lately I've come to think that perhaps the reason you remain cursed is because you've forgotten what you are supposed to be. So long you have spent in the accursed form, it is a little surprise you lose sight of yourself. How can you return to your true self if you do not even remember what that is? So I asked Georges to paint you a picture, hoping it might help you break free of your curse. You are a beautiful young woman, my dear Michelle. I presume you have already seen the painting. It's lovely, wouldn't you agree? That flowing white hair and skin like glass. Oh, well, that explains why he hated the painting of the woman. It's all making sense now. Oh, this is fucked up. Flowing white hair and skin like glass. It's crazy. This is a crazy good metaphor for being trans, though, and how your parents might act. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Those deep, enchanting red eyes, those slender fingers and modest feminine frame, those soft lips. It's not you when you were younger, though. Instead, I had him imagine what you would look like now. That's what you would look like when your curse is broken. Isn't this wonderful? Imagine it. Wait. So, okay. I'm trying to understand here. So does that mean the white-haired girl in each of the doors? No, that was the... I'm confused of what's real and what's not. Those were made-up tales? Or no, those are... I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Envision yourself, your true self. Remember who you are. Recall your true self. I wait eagerly until the day you come back to me, looking beautiful as you do in this painting. My dear sweet Michelle, this is you, this is the real you. You are my beautiful, my little girl. And I love you dearly. That awful fuss of those years ago, we can pretend none of that ever happened. Forget about all the dreadful thing curse made you.
Become the girl you used to be, the girl you're meant to be, so we can once more be a happy family. I am waiting, forever waiting for you. Well, this is fucked. The letter ended there, leaving me with the woman in the painting staring back at me. Her eyes seemed to insist I was not me. She was the real me, and I was nothing more than a fraud. Laughing at me, scoffing at me for ever thinking I was anything but a female, mocking me for stubbornly insisting I wanted to be a man. The pain in my chest swelled, spilling from my mouth in grunts and moans. And then, Gah! I screamed from the bottom of my lungs. Why? I yanked at my hair. Why, Georges? Slammed the painting against the floor. You said I could believe you. You swore to the god of art. So why? Why would you do this to me? You said yourself that you didn't think I was cursed. You acknowledged me as your brother. You know this isn't me, so why? Why would you make this? I've been waiting for so long. I put my trust in you and Didier. I trusted you. I believed you would always support me. Why? Was that all a lie? Deep down, you really think I'm cursed, just like Mother, and that's why you haven't written to me. Why you haven't answered any of my letters. Where did my faith get me? Why did you even help me escape? Was it all for show? Was my execution just a lie, an excuse for you to send me somewhere far away? Well, was it? Tell me, Georges. Tell me the truth. What about you, Didier? Where do you stand? No, this isn't real. My voice was getting hoarse. I didn't have the strength to hold it in, and everything came spilling out of me, squeezed out by the phantom water. And the white-haired girl in the painting just stared back at me, smiling. I bit down on my lip as hard as I could. A metallic taste spread through my mouth, drops of blood trickling to the floor. Pulling the knife I used to open the monthly deliveries from my waistband, I lifted it high into the air, gathering what remained of my strength. This isn't me! And slashed the woman's face with it. This isn't me, this isn't me. I am not this woman. I am a man carved into it. That is not how I look, with everything I had. Don't try to erase who I really am. Don't call me repulsive. Don't say I'm an abomination. I tore into that smile, contempt surging from every slash. This woman isn't real. I wanted to curse the whole damn world. Every last thing, this wretched mire that had become of my life. My brothers for happily going about their lives as I suffered here in the darkness. My delusional mother for refusing to acknowledge who I was. My father for trying to have me killed. Amy for making me realize I was a man and then torturing me for coming out about it. Everyone. I didn't care anymore. I wanted everyone who had ever wronged me to suffer the same way I had. I can make that happen. A voice rang out. I can curse them for you, my dear. It was a woman's voice, muffled, like there were several walls between me and her. Who's there? I swiped up my candlestick, thrust it forward to the sides behind me, but there was no one else around. Give it a little thought. It's not that difficult. And when you figure it out, come to me. I've been waiting for so long for someone like you, someone with such hatred for the world. How am I supposed to know who you are? How could you not, my dear? You visited me so many times, held me in your arms, whispered poor child into my ear again and again. Well, no, that's not possible. Ugh, I see I've finally truly lost my mind. That's what you wish to believe, that's your choice. But the way I see it, if you hadn't truly lost your mind, you wouldn't be in so much pain. If you had, truly. Not hadn't, sorry. The voice, still muffled and unclear, seemed to be coming from somewhere far away and very close at the same time. Find your way to me and open the door once more. Let me out of my cage. Coming out of my cage. I've been doing just fine. Anyways, give me your hand. I knew in the back of my mind that it was all absurd, but nonetheless I did as the voice said. I let myself be drawn in by the pleasant whispers. The archangel, I know how to speak, stood proudly upon his glass perch looking down at me. His gaze seemed almost judgmental. But I marched for the tower unconcerned. For so long I have been waiting for the day I would be rid of this darkness, for the day someone would truly set me free. When you arrived at this house, I felt the hands of fate at work. That you are led here, that you are meant to come to this place. You've been through so much to get here. I know your pain. I know how it feels to be locked up, to be tortured and used for others' gain. You are the only one to ever have pity for me, and I shall be the only one to have compassion for you. You are the only one to stay at my side, and I shall do the same for you. You can give me life again. You can resurrect me. Now, open the door, Michael. Felt like I was no longer in control of my own body. Her voice was tender in a way like a Mother Amy's. Unlike Mother Amy's, sorry. Enticingly so. Standing at the top of the observation tower, I pushed open the door. And the first thing I saw was a ray of light shining through the window. And nothing else. Thank you for opening the door. It was empty. The skeleton, which had been sitting there as long as I had been at this house, had vanished without a trace. I spun around, my gaze darting back and forth and across the chamber, but there was no one there, only her voice whispering in my ear. You made this possible. You gave me the chance to have my revenge. Revenge? Now, I can make those men suffer a hell even worse than the one they put me through. Constant, everlasting despair. Their flesh may turn to dust, but so long as their souls live on, their torture will know no end. The tenderness in her voice crumbled away, leaving only raw loathing behind. She then let out a half-muffled cackle. Who are you? Oh, you poor dear. They locked you up here without telling you whose house it was. You sad, pathetic thing. That's exactly the kind of person I needed. You're not the witch, are you? Well, you're a little slow here, Michael. That I am. I am the cursed witch who loathes this puny, wretched world and curses it. And my name is Morgana. Morgana. I assumed the witch was nothing but a legend, a tale. If you don't believe me, I would be happy to show you. Let's see. I could place a curse on someone you have a grudge against. Drag them down into the dark abyss. You're the one who granted me freedom after all. Sympathized with me, pitied me, appreciated me. You happily embraced my filthy corpse, and for that I will grant you your wish. Wishes can come true, Michael. Much the same way I was able to come back to life. If you remain steadfast in your desires, they will become reality. For devotion and yearning are the fountain from which miracles spring. I cannot leave the mansion's grounds, but that is a minor inconvenience. Tell me who you wish to curse, and I can lead them here. I can force the cross you are made to bear onto them. I believe in my power to perform miracles because you made my miracle a reality. So tell me, my dear, who will be first? Your second brother who made that ridiculous painting? George is. Shall we kill him? He deserves at least that. He brought you more than enough pain. But if you would rather, you can curse your mother instead, or the woman who set you on this path. Or perhaps you would prefer your father. With him gone, you could return home. Ask, and I will perform a miracle for you. I didn't think she was lying either. As ridiculous as the whole affair sounded, the skeleton had disappeared from the tower, and I was hearing a disembodied voice. But beyond that, the voice seemed to have a sort of magnetism to it. If magic truly did exist in this world, then her words were laced with it. There was a power in her voice, something that had repelled any instinct I might have to doubt the things she said. So I, on the verge of losing my grasp on reason altogether, believed every word the witch said. I wanted to curse them, to curse my brother's mother, father, Amy, and the witch was saying I could precisely do that.
What will it be, my dear? There is no price. I don't require a sacrifice or a dark ritual to perform any of my magic. I simply wish to show my gratitude. I want you to have that which you desire. Who do you want to curse?
The witch's sweet whispers hung in the air for a brief moment before wisping away. All the muscles in my body tensed up. I felt woozy, like the floor was wobbling beneath me. Took everything I had not to fall over. Who did I want to curse?
Oh, and you're welcome to choose more than one. All of them even.
If I could curse them, and the witch would kill my family, I would be free. No one would know I had been born female.
Why don't you become the new head of the estate?
Who would I curse? Who would I kill? Didier, George's mother, father, Amy, all of them? They'd exiled me to this place.
Have your revenge.
A black butterfly fluttered across the room's single shaft of light. As I stared absently up at it, dozens of memories, emotions flashed through my mind. But at the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything.
With enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and George's.
I don't understand. Why would I think about them now? They've abandoned me, left me in that room for 2 years, and then left me here for 8 more. They don't care whether I'm alive or dead, so why should I?
Have you made up your mind?
I have.
Then tell me, my dear, who will it be? Who will you curse?
No one. I cannot curse anyone, Morgana.
Surely you jest. I know just how much you wish to see them dead. I felt all your hatred, your despair. And you mean to tell me you can't curse them?
It struck me just now that I can't do that to family. I cannot curse my own family.
This is the family that cast you aside, labeled you cursed, made you suffer for years, and then locked you away in this remote mansion. And they don't even feel the slightest bit of remorseful about it.
Sorry, I read that so wrong. And they don't feel even the slightest bit remorseful about any of it. I understand that. I know they don't give the same weight to their words as I do. I figured that out long ago. I know I'm alone in my prayers, that they don't want the same thing I do, that I trusted them more than they deserved.
So why then can you not curse them?
Because I don't want to hate them. I don't want to bring them suffering. On the contrary, I want them to be happy.
You have no place in that happiness, though. It is a happiness that rests upon your misfortune. Why then, should you not drag them down so you can find respite for yourself?
I would find no respite by cursing them.
How can you be so sure of that, my dear? I most certainly found a great deal of it myself. You're trying to follow your conscience. I can see that. But that good is superficial, and all it does is shackle you. Remove the shackles, and everything will be so much easier.
Nothing you say can convince me to kill my family.
Why not someone who isn't family, then? Surely you could think of at least one person you would like to see dead.
Oh, I most certainly can. I could kill her 12 times and it wouldn't be enough. But just because I would be happy with her death doesn't mean there aren't people who would be sad to lose her. Remove any one person from the group and the whole thing could come crashing down, all because I couldn't restrain my own hatred.
Your concern for them will devour you.
Don't think I'm not aware of that.
You aren't. You don't know that at all. The only reason you give them any consideration is because deep down you still have hope. But hope has a way of forsaking those who give it a home. You have a problem, and you need to take care of it before it kills you. You and I, we were cut from the same cloth. While you may still care for your family now, in time you will come to curse them. Consider that a warning, Michael. Your hatred, your curse, is what brought me back to life, and there is no getting around that. We do have plenty of time, though. No need to rush to a decision. I'll show you what it is you truly desire, deep, deep down. I'll show you again and again until you finally acknowledge it.
The black butterfly hovering by the window disappeared, and the witch's voice grew distant. Overwhelmed, I collapsed to the floor unconscious. Had I really said what I did out of love for my family? Or was I just afraid of crossing that line? Was Morgana right? Was my heart now home to a terrible monster? If I actually had resurrected the witch with my hatred, maybe that was what I was now. Darkness seeped down over me once more. I was once again encased in a pool of despair. Slowly, ever so slowly, it wore away at me, eroding me into nothing. If I didn't come up for air, I soon would take the witch's offer. Cackling like a demon, I would place a curse on someone. I would kill them. Reviving her was a mistake I never should have made. And not for the greater good or anything so noble. Now every time she spoke, a little more of my spirit died. From that day on, Morgana's voice became a constant fixture in my life.
Curse them, kill them, curse them.
She serenaded directly into my ear. No matter where I hit or how deep I put my finger in my ears, her voice resounded directly in my head. Hearing an incessant stream of curses from a disembodied voice was so unreal, so unbelievable that I felt as though I was being dragged away from the realm of humanity. There was an odd, unsettling magnetism in her voice, allowing her malevolence to seep into me. It was downright torturous.
Curse them, revile them. Do you really need to be in your right mind, honestly? Your fixation is holding on to your sanity. Your fixation on holding on to your sanity is what's causing you so much anguish. Admit it. There's more darkness, more seething malice inside you than anyone else. That's why you were the one who resurrected me. Admit it. You do want to curse them, don't you? You do want to kill them, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't want that at all. I've told you this already.
You're so desperate to deny it, Michael. It can only mean that it's true. You would be able to maintain your calm if you were truly fear of guilt.
I do not wish to kill Didier, or George's, or mother, or father. I have no desire whatsoever to see them dead. Your constant babbling is messing with my head.
Be honest with yourself, Michael. You do imagine what it would be like to hold their warm intestines on your hands, standing over their bodies.
No, I don't. That's not what I want.
Don't lie, Michael. You climbed the tower, you opened the door, you sought me.
No, I wasn't in control.
No, Michael, you were.
Enough! I'm done listening to you.
No, don't take your anger out on inanimate objects, Michael. Do you even know where I am?
Where are you?
I'm standing behind you. In front of you. Now I'm beside you.
You're just playing around with me, Morgana, mocking me for your own amusement.
Not at all, my dear. In fact, I consider you a close friend. Why would I mock someone who means so much to me?
We are not close.
You'll come to understand in time that we are very much the same.
Is Morgana trans too?
And when you do, you will also know that I am the one person who truly understands you.
Enough, enough, enough.
Let it all go, Michael. Curse it all with me. Despise it. Kill it. Make it suffer. Curse it.
Please just stop.
And where might you be going, Michael? Wherever you run, I will always be by your side. Are you going to pray to God to exorcise me? Well, that's quite amusing, considering I am the child of... I'm not trying to hurt you, Michael. On the contrary.
Stop talking, please. Just stop.
I want to set you free from your misery.
I can't take it anymore. Please just be quiet. Who's there? I'm here to deliver your monthly package. Ah, I see. Michelle? Is something the matter? I opened the door and there stood a servant of the Bollinger estate. Seemed to be quite perturbed by the sight of me. I must have looked terrible. Morgana's voice, her words, sat my spirit dry. A human, a normal person, not a witch or spirit or a demon. I knew good and well that the servant would never do anything to help me. He wouldn't believe a word I said, but at that point, his humanity was enough for me to latch onto. Help me, please.
Pardon?
The witch, she talks to me, she never stops talking. I'm begging you, please get me out of here. Let me go back home in your carriage. Please let me go back. The witch's voice, it's killing me. It won't go away. I can't escape it. Please, I need your help. You've gone mad. What? You're crazy. Ugh. See, this is why I didn't want this job. Having to deliver supplies to this damn cursed mansion. Having to get anywhere near the Bollinger's youngest child. No, I am perfectly sane. You sold your soul to the devil. Don't think I'm in the dark about that. No, I did no such thing. You're completely insane. No. I'm done with this damn job. It's not worth all the riches in the world. Not if it means I have to be around a lunatic like you for even a minute. Why? I'm not crazy. I am perfectly sane. I'm not mad.
Michael, your mind is far, far from sound.
I won't hear it. I'm not mad, damn it. I am not insane. I won't hear it. The witch spent nearly every waking moment of the day by my side, talking and talking and talking about how mean-spirited humans were, how ugly they were, an endless loop of vitriol, and she never seemed to tire of it either. Every single day, on and on and on. She also made a point of reminding me about myself, everything I was trying to get away from. But as much as I fought to ignore her, to not let the things she said in, she slipped past every wall I put up, her every word warping me. There was no escape.
Curse them, revile them, remember the things they did to you. Close your eyes and envision it. Remember the scorn in their eyes, the way their lips twisted as they laughed. You need only curse them, and you can wipe those reprehensible smirks out of existence.
I'm serious. Please stop this, Morgana. Please stop talking to me. I'm begging you. I seriously can't take it anymore.
Oh, now why would you say that, my dear? It's just the two of us in this gloomy old house. I don't see what's wrong with a little conversation.
Your voice, everything you say is eating away at me.
I care for you, and everything I say is meant to help set you free, so I will continue saying it. You're allowed to hate the people who have wronged you. They don't deserve happiness. Someone who's always smiling for you, someone who's certain to betray you. Someone who values themselves above all will not hesitate to put others' lives on the line. Someone who covets wealth and power will sacrifice his friends and family to obtain it. These are the kinds of people you once surrounded yourself with.
I've told you repeatedly that I will not curse anyone.
Why must you be so stubborn, my dear?
I could ask you the same. Why don't you just leave me be?
Because I can't stand to see you like this. With one word, you could be set free of your pain. But because you insist on shackling yourself to your idea of family, you're making yourself miserable. We are the same type of person, Michael. The type who has the right to curse others. Regardless of what kind of childhood you had, or how much hatred it instilled in you, Michael, you are a cursed man named after an angel. You need to realize how twisted you are, and soon.
I am not twisted.
Do you honestly still believe you're normal? Tell me, what's normal about someone who happily embraces a skeleton? Tell me, what's normal about someone who hacks away at a girl's face with a knife? You are not normal, and I will repeat that as many times as I have to. You need to accept that. Why must you hold so tight to your sanity? If you would just let go, you wouldn't have to suffer. No one's going to come and save you, my dear. The only thing that can save you anymore is your loathing. We are the same.
I am nothing like you. I am not a witch. I'm not cursed. I'm human. I am a human.
Man?
Yes, a man.
With that body?
Mm.
Oh, my dear friend, let me tell you something you should be quite pleased to hear. Did you know that what some people say about people like you, those who are neither male nor female, that they are like unto God?
Like unto God?
Indeed. You should have been worshipped for your divinity, but instead your family cursed you. You are not human. From the second life was first breathed into you, your fate was decided.
No, you're wrong.
If I really were wrong, you would not be here now. You'd be back home with your family. Perhaps you would have a pretty little wife, living a normal, happy life together, but you have long since strayed from that path. It's well out of sight now.
I have not. I am human. I am a person, a normal person, the youngest son of the Bollinger estate. I am an ordinary man. No one, not one single person believed me. Not even the witch was willing to consider me human, never mind my family. The archangel whose name I shared looked down on me. The witch tried to drag me into her world. My past constantly ate away at me. I'd been imprisoned in this place for far too long. There was nothing I could do about my body. All of those things combined threatened to break me. I let out a scream and stumbled out of the room in a frenzy. I had to get out of that place. It didn't matter anymore that I was forbidden from leaving the property. I just wanted all of it out of sight. If they wouldn't let me come home, then I would run away. It was all I could do. I wanted to get myself anywhere that might have the tiniest bit of light to share with me. I was desperate. Someone, anyone, please, tell me I'm human. Tell me I'm a man. Anyone, please tell me I'm not cursed. When I opened the front door, searing light pierced my eyes. Ugh. The road quickly went white. I couldn't see a thing, and then... my arm began to burn beneath the sunlight. Black smoke rose from the sizzling flash. A sickening stench filled the air. Excruciating pains quickly spread through the rest of my body. Why am I water? I slammed the door shut, restoring the darkness. Gasping and groaning, I trudged back to the house in search of water, which I'm sure the witch Morgana observed with a great deal of pity.
I think I'm gonna pause here.